Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to this event in partnership with HKBU School of Business. My name is Stefania, and I will be moderating this webinar on behalf of Docsity. I see here that our first participants have joined us, so a warm welcome to all of you. Before we commence with our session, we will take a few moments. I will be really quick as well to allow everyone to connect. While we wait, please feel free to say hello or introduce yourself in the chat. Additionally, we are quite interested in knowing where are you joining us from. So please take a moment to share your location in the chat. And thank you again to being here today. And meanwhile, I'd like to take this opportunity to let you know that we have a Q&A session scheduled immediately following the presentation. So this will be your moment to engage with our panelists that you can see here. So please feel free to share your questions and curiosity in the Q&A box that you find here on Zoom. And we will be thrilled to answer all of your questions at the end of the presentation. I see here Ali Mami that is saying hi from Sierra Leone, so hi. And also, if you are interested in receiving the certificate of attendance issued by Docsity, stay tuned because we will give you more information at the end of the session. And talking about the lineup, today we will delve into the student life and career prospects at HKBU School of Business, and we will learn more about Hong Kong, HKBU, and HKBU School of Business. Our panel today, as you can see here, is rich and varied. In fact, we have with us former HKBU students, whom it's my pleasure to introduce. We have Natalia Kim, Rafi Khan, and Rico Birkman. And also a warm welcome to Professor Gerard Prendergast too. Thanks to be here today, and thank you for being part of this event. And without further ado, as I promised, let's get started. So it's my pleasure to introduce you Natalia, graduated of Master of Accountancy at HKBU, now holds the position of Finance Analyst. I'm gonna share with you a quick video, and then Natalia, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Natalia. I graduated Master of Accountancy program at HKBU. My current role is Management Trainee at DFS Group Hong Kong. I tried to apply to so many positions in Hong Kong because I really wanted to move to this city, but I got rejected over and over again. And one day I came across HKBU and I thought it's a great opportunity and there was no better place for me to start my journey in Hong Kong. And I applied to the Master of Accountancy program because it has triple accreditation. And I was actually right because after I graduated, I was able to get multiple job offers. The ability to walk out of HKBU without breaking my stride was something that all jobs wanted. I had a really great time at HKBU and I recommend it to everyone. That was my story in a snapshot. Let's start yours. Hello, everyone. I hope you hear me well. So my name is Natalia. I graduated Master of Accountancy program in HKBU in 2021. Before that, my background has been international management and economics. Currently, I work as finance analyst in DFS, which is luxury travel retailer, which is the subsidiary of LVMH. I joined the company upon my graduation, and fun fact is that I found out about the job opportunity actually through one of the many career letters which have been sent out by the university staff. And I decided to try my chance for the finance management training program. So during my time in HKBU, I already was able to do a 3 months internship in Savills, which is a listed British real estate service company, where my primary focus was on valuation of tangible and intangible assets. I was extremely thankful for this opportunity, which has been given to me by the faculty staff, who helped to secure the internship and proceed with all the required documents to ensure the eligibility to work with the student visa in Hong Kong. I think it's very crucial for master students to look for such opportunities. And it's great that HKBU is really giving time and chances for students to take up on the career development early on. So I will share more on the network and activities which are happening in the university, because in addition to study itself and the great career opportunities, it's worth mentioning that during my time, despite the COVID, the university staff was very proactive to organize various events for students to network. I think every once in a while there was on-campus event where there was a speaker invited to share on a specific topic or business-related topic. There was also some kind of game or event organized to make students to become closer to each other and have fun. In addition to that, we also had some informal gatherings with the international students. And I think the quality of the staff and the students is very high in HKBU. And finally, I think it's quite important for early career professionals is that students of HKBU, especially of the Master of Accountancy program I graduated, they are eligible for the exemptions, which really helped me to fast track to ACCA with only few exams needed, like 4 exams I had to pass. So it took me around a year to be qualified as the ACCA. Of course, the work experience is to follow. So that's all for my sharing, and we can move to the next.
Okay, thank you so much, Natalia. And I remind you to stay until the end for our Q&A session, where we will reply to all your doubts and curiosity. And now it's Rafi's turn. Welcome, Rafi, graduated of Master in Applied Economics, now graduate engineering.
Hi, everyone. Hello. Thank you for your time. Really glad to have you all here in this webinar. So my name is Rafi Khan. I hope you can see my screen, by the way. Is it on full screen? There we go. So thank you all for attending. My name is Rafi Khan. I graduated from HKBU in MSc in Applied Economics just this year, actually. So before we get more into it, just a little bit about myself. I am from India, and I moved to Hong Kong in 2017 after my high school studies to pursue my further education. I studied aviation engineering and aeronautical engineering before studying applied economics at HKBU. So one of the questions which I'm often asked is, why did I come to Hong Kong? Why not some other place like the UK or Canada or the United States? And I would say that there are 3 main reasons, actually. Number one is the field, which I'm really passionate about, the aviation field. And Hong Kong is one of the largest aviation hubs in the world. So what better place to start your career in that industry than Hong Kong? The second reason was that Hong Kong has a really high density of world-class universities. There are so many universities in Hong Kong which are in the top 100 and the top 200, the top 250 universities in the world. So that was the second reason. And the third reason was that universities in Hong Kong are very generous and supportive of their prospective and existing students when it comes to financial aid, when it comes to scholarships, when it comes to rewarding students for their hard work. So these 3 reasons were the main factors in me making the decision to come to Hong Kong. The second question, which I get asked a lot nowadays, is how come I went from aviation and aeronautical engineering to applied economics? And fair enough, some people might have that question because aviation and aeronautical engineering is quite technical and it's pulls apart, actually. But actually, aviation, engineering, and economics are like a hand in a glove. As an engineer in the aviation industry, I recognize that even though I'm an engineer, we are running a business at the end of the day, right? And I noticed that the business in aviation is very price sensitive, but it's also very costly. For example, on an aircraft, if you have like 1 engine, it can easily cost $25 million US. And if you have 2 engines, then that's $50 million just there, right? And so this kind of business is typically very low profit margins. And so as an engineer, let's take it from the perspective of an airline. The money-making asset for that airline is the aircraft, and that is the key component of the engineering aspect. So as an engineer, if I don't understand the economic aspect, right, if I'm not well-versed in the financial side of things and the economic side of things, then I can't make cost-effective decisions. So that was one of the main reasons why I chose to study applied economics. So then why did I choose HKBU School of Business? Two key reasons, actually. Number one was the triple accreditation of the business school. And that's very important to have on your CV because when you study from an organization that is triple accredited by very well-reputed authorities, then it makes a big impact to your prospective employer. And the second reason was that usually taught postgraduate programs don't have a lot of scholarships because of various factors, usually because there's not enough funding for those sort of programs. But the great thing about the School of Business at HKBU is that for quite a number of their programs actually do have a scholarship, even though they're taught postgraduate programs. And I was very fortunate and very lucky to be nominated for the IPS Scholarship, which is the International Postgraduate Scholarship at the School of Business. So my time at HKBU, we're all looking to come to study at HKBU, right? So just to give you a little taster of what I studied at my time here, I studied subjects such as monetary economics, applied cost-benefit analysis, econometrics, international finance, banking and capital markets, and a lot more. And the mode of assessments, if any of you are wondering, is the usual stuff: group projects, homework, exams, and etc. But the very important aspect, actually, which I feel about the academic curriculum at HKBU are things like workshops, seminars, and talks from industry leaders. And that provides, this combined with the theoretical side of things, I feel gives a really well-rounded curriculum for students at HKBU. And I feel that it's actually a very world-class package of education because when I talk about talks from industry leaders, not only talks, but actually some of my professors were industry leaders. I'll give you an instance, for example. My professor for banking and capital markets is actually the CEO of a Chinese credit rating company. And so just to be able to get the insights from an industry expert, a CEO of a well-reputed agency, it just does wonders to your learning experience. The theoretical side is there always, and that is fantastic. But just these opportunities to be able to interact with industry experts, industry leaders, to be able to absorb the know-how, the little intricacies about how the industry operates, it's an invaluable experience, I would say. And that combines with the student life. So the CEO I'm talking about, you can see him in the top right corner. He's the one taking the selfie. And so the student life at HKBU is, I would say, very, very cool, very amazing, to be honest. As some people say, the vibe is definitely vibing there because it's a melting pot. It's a very diverse melting pot. You have people from all around the world. Even this webinar is a testament to that. There's Natalia from Russia. There's myself from India. There's Professor Prendergast. There's all of you looking to join HKBU. And so every single day as a student at HKBU is a day where you can learn new things, not just academic, but about people, about cultures, customs, traditions. And it's just a memory which you can never forget. So yeah, if you are thinking that it might be a new place for you, it might be difficult to adjust, don't worry about it, because the amount of stuff you're going to learn here just by interacting with people will be unforgettable. And just a little bit about Hong Kong as the city. I can share some of my experiences in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a place where anyone can find whatever they're looking for. Whatever is your thrill, you can find it. Whatever satisfies you, you can find it. If you like cycling, there are cycling routes. If you like to visit attractions, there are attractions. There's the Big Buddha in Ngongping Village, close to the airport. You take a cable car through Green Mountains to get up there. If you like hiking, Hong Kong is 70% natural reserve. There's Cape d'Aguilar, there's Dragon's Back. If you like snooker, well, there's Hong Kong Snooker Masters. If you are an art connoisseur, well, then there's the Palace Museum. There is the M+ Museum with a huge collection of art and historical artifacts. If you are into plane spotting as I am, well, then there's Hong Kong International Airport. If you are into sports, like I am into cricket, then there are a plethora of options of sporting opportunities for you to try out in Hong Kong at every level. Now, one thing which you all may be considering when you look at a degree and think, will this degree help me in getting a job? If I ask myself that question about, did this degree of applied economics help me get my current job? I would say, yes, I believe so, definitely. Because I feel that the combination of the engineering knowledge, which I already had, and then the economic knowledge, the theoretical and the industrial intricacies, which I learned at my time during my time in HKBU, I feel these helped me stand out from a lot of other applicants. And so to help all the students in achieving this goal of trying to take that next step into their careers, the university always organizes various career workshops and talks like CV writing workshops, job interview workshops. There are regular job fairs, and there are big multinational companies, the big 4 consulting firms. All of these companies regularly come to the university as part of their recruitment drives. And as students of HKBU, you can even get some useful benefits and perks when it comes to your application to a lot of these companies. And lastly, just about what it's been like for me after my graduation from HKBU, I joined Cathay Pacific, which is the flag carrier airline of Hong Kong, as an engineering graduate trainee in their inventory stream. And in the future, I'm definitely looking to stay in the aviation industry. The prospects are immense here in that regard. And when it comes to the stuff I've learned at HKBU, has it helped me at my work? Definitely. I think it's made my life a lot easier, and it's made my work much simpler to be able to understand all the little things which would have taken me a much longer time to have a grasp on. So yeah, that's all from my end. Thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much, Rafi. It was really interesting, and thank you also for telling us a bit about Hong Kong. And now is the time of Rico from Germany, graduated of the Master in Applied Accounting and Finance, now working as Senior Social Inbound Marketing Specialist. I'm gonna share a video about him.
With HKBU School of Business, your future is up to you. I chose HKBU to run headfirst into challenges, physically and mentally.
I chose HKBU to do the math and calculate my path to success.
Yes, I chose HKBU to recalibrate and immerse myself in the unknown.
With triple accreditation, I was guaranteed an education that catered to my learning needs.
That puts us among the 1% of business schools worldwide and the only business school in Hong Kong.
You'll graduate not only from an internationally recognized institution, but also an internationally diverse community that'll open your eyes to new things to love.
Or really love!
Access to an alumni network of over 20,000 and an education approach that equips you with real employable skills.
With the IPS scholarships, you can be financially free to pursue your passion.
You'll get a chance to be awarded the IPS scholarships by choosing the 1-year full-time postgraduate programs offered by the HKBU School of Business.
This means a full tuition fee waiver plus a living allowance of approximately $12,800 USD.
See if you're a candidate for the IPS scholarships like me.
And me.
And me.
And me.
It's your choice. Choose HKBU School of Business.
Okay, so Rico, the floor is yours.
All right. Great video. Thank you. Mode. I'll be here with you today. Thanks for joining. Want to introduce myself real quick. My name is Rico, as you just saw on the video. I'm 27 years old and I'm from Germany. I graduated 2 years ago in 2021 in the Master of Science in Applied Accounting and Finance program at HKBU. And I have been working in Hong Kong since then. I started my career at Alpha Sites, an information services company, stayed there for 1.5 years, and then switched jobs this year in May. Currently, I'm a senior marketing specialist at Cape Technologies. Some of you might wonder now, why did this guy go into marketing when he studied finance and accounting? Very legit question. Let me tell you why. Basically, that's because I got a great offer from my current company, as they were looking for someone overseeing the German market, and therefore they needed a native German speaker. Just shows again that in Hong Kong, if you have like some special talent, it's quite easy to find a good role. Before coming to Hong Kong, I studied my bachelor in Germany, and during my bachelor's degree, I actually did a few exchange programs, including one exchange semester at HKBU. That was also that time when I really got to love Hong Kong and the university, and eventually decided to apply for the master program later on. Let's go to the next slide. That was it about me. And now I want to tell you a bit about why I actually chose HKBU for my postgraduate degree and why you guys should also consider it. There are several reasons, actually, as you can see on the slide, but let me elaborate on these points a little bit. Firstly, the triple accreditation and having the accreditation at all was very, very important to me, as it shows that it's a high-quality business school that is recognized worldwide. And you should always pay attention to that when you apply somewhere. Additionally, I saw during my exchange already that there are many different nationalities and cultures studying together, something that I enjoy very much. Other postgraduates who study for a master degree, and they are really from many different countries, the UK, Poland, Romania, from China, the US, just to name a few. So yeah, for you guys, if you enjoy working and making friends with people from different places, HKBU is really a great place to do just that. The university is also really, really well equipped, something that really impressed me at the time. Just to give you an example, for those of you who are interested in finance, they actually have several Bloomberg terminals that you can use at any time for your projects and classwork. New gym, pool, the sports ground with tennis courts, basketball courts. And I think, that will definitely give you a good time when you have a few hours in between or before the lectures. And then next, of course, was already mentioned, are the scholarship options. The scholarship options played a very big role in my decision. HKBU, as you might know, offers a variety of really, really attractive scholarships. And that's why I really recommend you to apply and make use of these opportunities. It's really something that you do not come across often at such great business schools. Another point that I still want to mention is also about the professors. Was mentioned already as well, but they're really, really super helpful and caring. Same for the staff. They're super supportive and help you really in any way possible. I will tell you more about it later, actually. But just to give you an example, it's about how they help you with the CV and the cover letter. But I will tell you later. And then lastly, for international students, something that's also great, there are several events planned, which I really loved. So it's really not only that you need to take the initiative to meet new people, which of course you still should, but the staff also hosts super fun events where you get to know all the other international students. And even now that graduation is more than 2 years ago already, we actually still have meetings or like Christmas celebrations with the alumni, which is a great way to also stay connected with the friends and other students. So yeah, these were some of the reasons why I chose well, of course it was, otherwise I wouldn't be speaking here, right? That's why now I want to share a little bit how the applied accounting and finance program and the business school itself helped me to actually start my career in Hong Kong. I will not only talk about myself, by the way, but will also share a bit about the experiences from my peers. I'm sure some of you might be maybe a bit worried whether or not the program is, too accounting or too finance focused. But yeah, just let me tell you, you can actually choose according to your interests. So you will always have certain courses, of course, but there are several options. For example, for me, I chose the derivatives and compliance derivatives course and the compliance course, while others chose more the accounting courses. For me, for example, my first role at compliance was actually a big deal. And I actually had some pretty good takeaways from that class. Really like the fact that some of the courses are actually recognized for the CPA exam. So for many of my former colleagues who now work at the Big Four and pursue the CPA exam, this was super helpful because they need to take fewer lessons. That's really a great option for the ones who want to do the CFAs, analysts. The derivative course, for example, really deep dived into option and future pricing. So it's really, really hands-on. And then what also helped was that as I said, that the courses are very, very hands-on. So you won't just sit around, listen to the professor talking, but you are actually expected to answer questions, to work in teams, to do the projects. And same goes for the midterm exams, actually. These are often projects based on a team, which is, of course, essential when you want to start your career here in Hong Kong. You will always have to work in teams. And then what actually helped me a lot landing my first job in Hong Kong was definitely partly as well being at the university. They helped me a lot with my CV and with the cover letter as well, and really, really made sure that my applications are high quality. For someone who has never been in Hong Kong before, that was very important as I'm not used to how they do things here. So overall, the business school and the program really, really helped. And so far, it's been going great. And yeah, I really hope that some of you will take this opportunity as well. And then on the last slide from my side today, just want to share with you about my, you can call it the life experiences here in Hong Kong, and kind of give you a bit of a different picture of what you might think Hong Kong is like. So Hong Kong is actually a very, very interesting place, given its unique history. As some of you might know, it has a lot of British influence given the colonial times. But then since 25 years now, it's actually have this unique mix of Western and Chinese culture, which can be really super interesting at times. And you can also see in the photos throughout my Google images, you can see that Hong Kong is a lot more than just the skyline or the concrete jungle. Right, normally when you Google Hong Kong, maybe you did that before today, mostly you get to see the skyline photo and that's it. But actually for me personally, I started to appreciate the nature side of Hong Kong a lot more, which is I also just moved, by the way. I moved out of the city more into the nature. It's a great hiking place, as you saw before. You have great beaches. And of course, then you also have a great nightlife with bars. Right, of the university, and that's just very true when I look right now at my friend circle here as well. It's really from all over the world, and this is something so valuable because you just broaden your perspectives, different ideas from your friends that studied elsewhere. And yeah, for this reason, in all the countries that you are most likely to visit if you're here. So I'm talking, about Thailand or Singapore, Vietnam, Japan, Korea. Actually, all of them are less than 3.5 hours away from the airport. So it's also perfect to get away and visit other countries and get to know Asia too during later on when you work in Hong Kong during your vacation. Yeah, so to summarize, overall, I really have to say for me personally, coming to Hong Kong was one of the best decisions in my life. I made great experiences so far, and I really hope that all of you, or at least some of you, really will take this opportunity that HKBU offers to you. And yeah, just try applying. That's all from my side. Thank you very much, everybody, and I will hand it over. Thank you.
Thank you, Rico, and thank you for all the insights. So I encourage you all to stay until the end for our Q&A session, where we will reply to all your questions. And now let's move to our last panelist, Professor Gerard Prendergast. Hi, Professor.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you to the previous speakers. Right, you're going to close your presentation, Rico, please. Okay, there we go. Okay, hi everybody. My name is Gerard Prendergast. I'm the Associate Dean in the School of Business, originally from New Zealand, but I've been in Hong Kong for many years. I'm Associate Dean for Global Engagement, which explains why I'm here tonight. So I'm going to talk briefly about Hong Kong Baptist University and the School of Business from a more corporate level. And then finally, I will talk about something which many of you are interested in, that is scholarships. So I will share my screen with you now. Is that okay, Stefania?
Yes, thank you, Professor.
Okay, so right, so Hong Kong Baptist University. The first thing I want to say, I don't want to sound defensive, but we are not a Christian university, okay? Although we've got the word Baptist in our name, that is there for historical reasons. We are a government-funded university with a Christian heritage, you could say. So my point is, I want to say that we welcome all religious beliefs, okay? We welcome no religious beliefs. The more diverse, the better, the beliefs of the people on campus. So we welcome everybody. So Hong Kong, as the previous speakers so appropriately said, Hong Kong is a mix of East meeting West. It is Asia's world city. So Chinese students to come here to learn about the West, and Western students come here to learn about China. It also, as the previous speakers mentioned, Rico and Rafi mentioned, you think of Hong Kong, you think of skyscraper buildings everywhere, a city made of cement. But in fact, Hong Kong is 75% green, 75% parkland. And just like Rico, I'm also hiking very often. So it's incredible, really, that you can be in your office downtown, and then an hour later, you can be up a mountain, up a hill somewhere with no people around. So The greenness seldom gets promoted in world media, but I can tell you that it is here in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong Baptist University, we are a publicly funded university. What does that mean? Well, in Hong Kong, the publicly funded universities, which are funded by the government, we get very generous support from the government. And the publicly funded university tend to be rated higher than the private universities in Hong Kong. Unlike other countries, in other countries, often the private universities are rated higher than the public ones. But in Hong Kong, it's the opposite. So we are fortunate and proud to be a publicly funded university in Hong Kong. We are research-led, which means that we use research to inform our teaching. So our teaching curriculum is kept at the leading edge. And we are a liberal arts university. Now, if you ask people what is a liberal arts university, different people will give you different definitions. Our definition here is that as a liberal arts university, we prepare students not just for a job, but for life. We don't just prepare them for a job, we prepare them for life. So we always talk about whole person education here at Hong Kong Baptist University. So I think about our graduates, consistent with whole person education, I think of 4 boxes that we tick, okay? Our graduates are knowledgeable, they are skillful, okay? Knowledgeable, skillful, they are ethical, and they are global in their mindset, those 4 attributes. This is how we define whole person education, certainly at the level of the School of Business. We are a relatively small School of Business. We have around 3,000 students, full-time students, roughly 2,000 undergraduates and 1,000 postgraduate students. Because we're relatively small, we focus our research resources. So the areas where we focus our research is on corporate sustainability, is our flagship area of research and teaching. Corporate sustainability, data analytics, and fintech. Those are the 3 areas. Of course, colleagues, professors are free to research anything they want. We do have academic freedom in Hong Kong, but there are more incentives to focus the research on corporate sustainability, fintech, and data analytics. So our mission in the School of Business is to nurture ethical leaders with global vision. So I would say this is what positions us differently from other universities in Hong Kong, other business schools in Hong Kong. So the ethical dimension, this is something which has been with the university since our founding in 1956. And this ethical dimension, you can call it, corporate sustainability, etc. This ethical dimension feeds into all of our courses and all of our programs and our research as well. So this is an umbrella theme in the School of Business. And we want our graduates to have, leaders. We want you to be leaders, not followers, okay? Thought leaders and leaders of others. And we want you to have a global vision. And this, we work very hard on globalizing the School of Business in terms of having, a global student body, which you would be a part of, global faculty, global research, and a global curriculum as well. Well, a curriculum that is suitably balanced between global and local, because international students, you don't come to Hong Kong just to learn about global business. You come here to learn something about China and Hong Kong business as well. So we're always trying to balance that local versus global dimension of the curriculum. So as our previous speakers wonderfully explained, we are a triple accredited business school in Hong Kong. We are the only triple accredited business school in Hong Kong. And we're amongst the 1% of business schools in the world that are triple accredited. And you may think, well, triple accreditation, this is kind of boring back office stuff. It's not. Well, it can be boring for administrators, because when you get accredited every 4 or 5 years, you have to go for re-accreditation to maintain your accreditation status. There's a lot of paperwork involved, but it is very meaningful, particularly for international students and international faculty who are applying to Hong Kong. because this accreditation means we have hit international benchmarks, okay? We've hit international quality standards. So as an international student, when you look at business schools in Hong Kong, you may have a question mark. Firstly, you can't find Hong Kong on the map because it's so small. And then you don't know anything about the universities or the business schools in Hong Kong. This triple accreditation gives you that quality assurance. So it gives you that peace of mind. Some other useful information: we're the oldest business school in Hong Kong. Whether that's a good thing or not, it's up to you. You could say old gold, I guess, but despite being the oldest business school in Hong Kong, we are surprisingly innovative. And I can tell you, I've been in this university for nearly your whole life, Rico, okay? 27 years I've been here at this university, and we are always changing, always innovating, always upgrading the School of Business and the university. In fact, that is Hong Kong. That is Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a city that is in constant evolution and adaptation and change. We are one of the freest markets in the world, one of the freest economies in the world. So it is inevitable that we are going to be changing and adapting. So this is really a DNA, at the city level, at the university level, and at the School of Business level as well. We have other rankings information there for your information. Our MSc BM is ranked in the FT 100. We have 25,000 plus alumni. Some wonderful ones here tonight speaking to you. And our alumni, they're not sleepy alumni, they are active alumni. And they are eager to help our graduates step into the job market. And we know that from our research that you're looking for three things when applying for a program besides scholarships. Right? You're looking for the ranking of the university, right? You're looking for accreditations, which we've got. And most importantly, you're looking for employment prospects. And this is something we're very aware of and we work hard at. And our alumni help our graduates step into the job market. Internationalization. Well, I'm an Associate Dean for Global Engagement, so I have to cheerlead internationalization. And I have to say that we are doing very well on internationalization. It is part of our DNA now. So we have more than 260 partners around the world. Now, we know that we are judged by the company that we keep. That's kind of a part of life, isn't it? You are judged by the company that you keep. And as a business school, we are judged by the company that we keep as well. So we are very careful to screen new partners to make sure they're of high standing. And we let go of partners who are not of high standing. They're so important because it's through these partnerships that we have student exchange, faculty exchange, research collaboration, double degree programs, etc. So this is a cornerstone of our internationalization strategy. And as I mentioned, we have double degree programs for our master's graduates as well. So you can go and study at France and Spain, get a second master's degree at an affordable price. So our School of Business, we are different from other schools in HKBU because we have a dedicated team of administrators handling internationalization in the school. Alison's here tonight. She's turned off her video, but Alison and Charles are here. I've got a team of 5 administrative colleagues who I manage who handle internationalization, including the scholarships that we offer to international students. So this team of 5 people, very supportive. Sometimes I tell them, take it easy. Don't be on WhatsApp 24 hours to support students, but they insist on doing this, okay? So if you are admitted to the School of Business as an international student, I can guarantee you don't just have the assurance of the triple accreditation, you have the assurance of the School of Business Global Engagement section, who will support you from application right through to graduation. And we know that every international student, we've learned a lot from internationalization over the years. We know that every international student is different. You all come from different countries, you have your own mindsets, your own culture. So we are ready to treat you as an individual in the School of Business, not just some homogeneous mass. And speaking of diversity, a word that my colleagues are tired of me talking about, but diversity is crucial. Diversity of students is crucial to the School of Business. We set ourselves objectives and KPIs when it comes to recruitment of international students, but we don't just look at the head count. We don't just want, 100 international students all coming from the US, all coming from Europe, all coming from Africa, all coming from Southeast Asia. We are looking for everywhere, right? We are globally engaged. The globe has many countries. So at the moment, we've got 45 countries represented in our student population. I think there's more than 200 countries in the world. Someone will will Google that and tell me I'm wrong, but we are far from having every country represented, and we want every country represented in the School of Business. The reason why diversity is so important, because, and this is the fundamental point behind our internationalization, you learn more from people who are different from yourself than you learn from people who are the same as yourself. Think about that. You learn more from people who are different from yourself than you learn from people who are the same as yourself. That is why we want every country, every religion, every socioeconomic group, every political belief, etc., represented in the School of Business. So we have 1 year taught postgraduate programs. I guess the audience tonight is mostly interested in our 1 year taught postgraduate program. So we have a fleet of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 1 year full-time programs. So you can see that all the major functions are represented. And our theme of corporate sustainability runs through all of these programs, as well as that flagship program in corporate governance. Okay. So 10 programs to choose from, 1 year full-time. Scholarships. Save this to last. Oh, that doesn't mean it's the least important, does it? No, I think this is probably what you're interested in. So as our wonderful alumni have already talked about, we are very generous in the School of Business. We are so generous, frankly, this may not last forever, because it comes at great expense, but great benefit as well, because we bring in international students who contribute to diversity. So our flagship scholarship, which is mentioned already, is the IPS, the International Postgraduate Scholarship. This is full tuition fee waiver, plus a living allowance. This is 1 year, not 1 month, okay? 1 year allowance of $12,820 US, $12,820 US. This is like an inverted triangle. You see, start off with our flagship scholarship, IPS, which gives the greatest benefit. Then you go down to the Diversity Contribution Scholarship, another scholarship, which doesn't come with the living allowance, but maybe full tuition fee waiver or half tuition fee waiver. And then at the lowest level, we've got some one-off entrance awards and admission scholarships. So it's IPS at the top, and then Diversity Contribution Scholarship, and then the one-off scholarships at the end. As I said, particularly IPS, it's on our radar for the next few years, but longer term, we may not have the scholarship. So don't, in your mind, don't think, oh, well, I will apply 5 years later, because 5 years later, this scholarship may not be here, okay? That's it from me, Stefania. I'm finished. Thank you. Thank you to my alumni, and not my alumni, thank you to our alumni and to the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you so much. And now let's move to the next and final section. As I promised at the beginning, our Q&A session. I saw that we had a few questions in the chat. Let's start with the first one that I would say it's for the professor. Is IELTS compulsory for those who already hold an English taught Master of Science degree? Professor, you are on.
The simple answer is no. If your degree, no, and clarify that question. Are you saying the undergraduate degree is in English?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So if you're coming to us with an undergraduate degree that was taught in English, you do not need to have IELTS. IELTS or TOEFL is required if you are coming to us with an undergraduate degree which was not taught in English. Okay, so if you're coming to us with an undergraduate degree which was not taught in English, then you will need an IELTS score of 6.5 or above.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, Professor.
English is our medium of instruction. The entire program, all our programs are taught in English.
Okay. And we got another question. If I receive the scholarship, am I allowed also to work?
Ooh. I can't answer that. I'm not sure about that one. Can anyone in our panel, answer that question? Alison, maybe, or?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. As per Hong Kong law, while we are students, we cannot work full-time or even part-time, but we can work as interns during our breaks, like winter breaks or summer breaks, and we can take part in on-campus duties, let's say working with the program office for a fixed stipulated amount of hours per week at most. So yeah.
Thank you, Rafi, for the
Thank
answer.
you. Thank you, Rafi. Yeah, what we don't want is students receiving a scholarship and then they're kind of missing all their classes and not performing on the program. So these are full-time, Rico laughing at, Jungle Man. These are full-time programs. And one thing I kind of brushed over in my presentation was that as a graduate of our full-time programs, you're entitled to stay in Hong Kong for 2 years on a visa. That's guaranteed. And you can use that 2 years to find a job or just to hang around. It's up to you, but you're guaranteed 2 years in Hong Kong after graduating from the master's program, at least 2 years.
Thank you, Professor. This was also really interesting. And the next question is, at what extent has HKBU Career Center has helped graduates to actualize their career goals?
Yeah, maybe I can take that because I used the staff quite a lot to help me with my CV and cover letters, etc. But yeah, there were actually two, if I remember correctly, two like institutions, like the university-specific career support center and the business school-specific one. And I used them, as I said, a lot to help me with my CV and cover letter. Yeah, I can only say good things about them actually. So super helpful, invested a lot of time helping me, improving my documents, explaining to me what's important, what do I need to pay attention to. And I also did, I think, 1 or 2 mock interviews even with them, where they gave me some feedback afterwards. So that was super helpful. And also some professors, as Rafi also said, are actually in the business still, so they can give you amazing tips, what you have to pay attention to in the interviews and in the CV. And I'm not sure who mentioned it, but there were also a couple of guest speakers I think it was Professor Prendergast, some guest speakers for the whole person education, where they gave you some tips how to stand out during the interview. I think, yeah, all of this was super helpful to me, and I'm sure that helped me quite a bit to land my first job, actually. So yeah, big extent to make it short.
Thank you, Rico. The next question is, what about living cost expenses? If you can share your...
I think I can answer just as a rough estimate. As part of the IPS, I think I would get approximately around 10,000 Hong Kong dollars per month, basically, as a living allowance. And that would be more than sufficient to get by. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Rafi. Yeah, we did the math in calculating the IPS scholarship, the 12,800 USD, which is roughly, as Rafi says, 10,000 Hong Kong per month. You know, that is a livable amount in Hong Kong, but you're not going to get a huge apartment. I don't want to create a false expectation. You're not going to, you know, Rico lives in the jungle. You're different, Rico. I don't know where you are, in a mountain somewhere, but in a mountain with pubs, apparently, wherever that is. But you're not going to come to Hong Kong and have, you know, what you might be used to back home. In Hong Kong, you need to learn to store up. Okay, you don't store it that way. You got a lot of stuff. You got to put it on top of each other like a high-rise inside your bedroom, right? Because every square foot counts. But this is Hong Kong. You know, you learn to appreciate space when you're in Hong Kong. When you go back home, you'll feel a lot more spacious.
Thank you all. So we have a question for all alumni. Did you all take up a part-time job or intern while studying at the school? And if yes, please share your experience.
I can take this one because, yeah, as I was mentioning, I was doing the internship at Savills. And I think it's very, like, it gives a lot of opportunities in the future because whilst you're doing the internship, you're not just improving your CV, but you're learning about the work culture in Hong Kong, and you're able to try and practice the skills you acquired during the university time. And I met quite a few people, colleagues during my internship with whom I was in contact even like after I finished the internship. So you kind of extend your circle of people, you know, in Hong Kong, not just university, but, you know, at the job. And yes, we were talking about the work eligibility. So I think I was working like 17 hours per week, which is the maximum you're allowed to. And it's really teaches you to prioritize your time and like, you know, do the right time management, because you work during the day and then you just rush to the university to do the classes. So afterwards, you are really capable to prioritize during your work when you start your career.
Thank you so much, Natalia, for sharing. We have a question for the professor. What will the school and each program look for while making an offer and granting a scholarship?
Okay, let's refer specifically to our flagship scholarship, the IPS, the International Postgraduate Scholarship. So first thing to say is that admission for the scholarship is competitive. Okay, so just applying for a scholarship doesn't mean you're going to get a scholarship. Your name goes into a large pool of applicants, and then we have a limited number of IPS scholarships. In terms of what we are looking for in scholarship and awarding IPS scholarships, obviously one is outstanding academic performance in your undergraduate degree. Okay, that's the first thing. It's a hygiene factor. And then professional experience is useful, but not essential. But of course, we will value that if you come to the table with professional experience. English proficiency is important. An ability to write and to speak English. Okay, so your academic performance in undergraduate, your professional experience, if you have any, but most of our applicants don't have professional experience, your English ability, and finally, your interview performance. So all applicants for the scholarship will be interviewed through Zoom. And don't underestimate the importance of that interview. Okay, so I'm speaking directly to you now as potential applicants. Don't underestimate the importance of the interview. You know, if you go to the interview and, for example, you don't know why you applied to our university, okay, that's it, you're out. Okay, if you don't know why, you know, if you don't understand the IPS scholarship, but you applied for it, again, you just won't be considered. So please be prepared for the interview. Be prepared. Thank you, Stefania.
Okay, so thank you so much. And now I can say that we are done with the questions. So thanks again to our panelists to be with us today. And thanks to everyone to have joined us today, to have been so curious and responsive and asked so many questions. I hope you learned a lot about HKBU and that this webinar helped you to make the decision to study at this university and actually to move there. So if you're interested in receive our certificate of attendance, you can just click on the link that I sent in the chat. And I remind you that we will share the recording with you in the following days. So please keep an eye on your email. And for further inquiries, you can email the HKBU School of Business directly at the email that I'm sharing right now with you in the chat. And at this point, I would also ask to our panelists if you want to leave a message before saying goodbye to our students.
Just one thing, we are a liberal arts university, and we have been since our founding in 1956. And as a liberal arts university, we focus on whole person education, including graduates who are adaptable, creative problem solvers. And I think we're in the right place at the right time, because that is exactly what the world needs now. Graduates who are adaptable, flexible, creative problem solvers. Hope to see you in Hong Kong.
Okay, so thanks again, everyone. And I hope to see you again in the next webinar. So it was a pleasure for me to host this webinar. Bye. Have a nice day.